She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
So, the first law for finances and creating wealth is he who can be faithful with the little will be made ruler over much, much more. He who is faithful with the little will be made ruler over much, much more. So listen carefully. Where are you faithful with the little? Where are you faithful with the little? This goes for time, people, and money. Time, people, and money. Because those three things all go together. Money comes from people. It takes time to make money, whether it's your time or other people's time, right? So money comes from people, and it takes time. So if you are faithful with your time, the little minutes, 98%ers spend the little minutes on wasting time, wasteful conversation, pointless thinking, pointless gossip, pointless Facebooking, pointless magazines, pointless entertainment. That's where 98% of the population spends their time. If you're faithful with the little, you'll be made ruler over much, much more. So let's talk about your pantry. Does anyone know what this is? It's pink salt. It's actually pink Himalayan salt. And what I want to show you is that this thing right here, this actually was bought by someone on our team. Someone on our team bought pink Himalayan salt in its own salt grinder. Now, this is $4 for salt. $4. Nuh-uh, Daddy, I know how to get it for $2.50. Okay, good for you. You know how to get it for $2.50. But this salt is salt. What's this? Salt. What's this? What's this? This? Help me. This? This? I can't hear you. This is 50 cents. She said one of those is better for you. Oh, really? Well, let me tell you about marketing. I'm a marketer. I'm going to teach you tomorrow how to be a marketer. And when you get some marketing eyes, you start to see things very differently. And see, the salt people wanted to figure out how to sell more salt. And so this white salt, been around for a long time, been on the tables. You grew up on this white salt. And you were actually healthier growing up on this cheap 50-cent salt. But then the marketers went, how can we reinvent salt? Let me tell you what marketing does. Marketing takes a normal thing and makes it sexy. Adds some sizzle to it. Makes it stand out. Makes it a little different. They decorate it. They package it just a little different. And then they multiply. Wait a second. 50 cents, $4. They multiply the price. 50 cents to $4. How much of a percentage is that? 800%. They mark it up. 800, and this one's already marked up. This one's already marked up. Ooh, look at the difference. We have 26 ounces, which is 1 pound, 10 ounces, and we have 4.5 ounces. 4.5 for pink salt. Let's be honest here. Who here has this in your cupboard? Look around the room. You paid more for it. Look around the room. Okay? So they found pink salt, which means it's actually oxidized. They have pink salt. They marked it up 400% more than this salt. But if we were to actually do the math, we have 26 ounces opposed to 4.5 ounces. This is $1 an ounce, so this should be $26. 463% more. Thank you so much. Okay, hold on. But Dani, it makes me healthier. Let me please ask you a question. First of all, who here has debt? Raise your hands. And who here has pink salt? You got no freaking business buying pink salt if you have debt. Do you hear me? We are living like kings and we're paupers. We're trying to act like kings and we're paupers. We spend like a pauper, we live like a pauper, but we're trying to impress everybody with our pink salt. And we have been told that it helps us to be healthier. Can I tell you how the marketing world works? And can I tell you how lobbying works? Many years ago when I was a kid, which many of you weren't even born yet, but when I was a kid, there was a campaign that came out by the dairy companies. And it was milk does a... Oh, you saw the same commercial. They made posters, big campaigns. It was on the back of buses. It was on commercials. It was everywhere. Milk does a body. But in all reality, milk does not do a body good at all. It was simply a marketing slogan. So here, a marketing slogan completely convinced the marketplace that they need to drink at least 1 glass of milk every single day. Hold on a second. This was a marketing campaign. This was not a nutritional campaign. And guess what's behind your pink Himalayan salt? A marketing campaign backed by research. Oh, don't you know what a marketing campaign is? It's research. It's research. I can guarantee you that someone else can come out with some research later telling us how pink Himalayan salt is bad for you, or that it does no different than this salt right here. In fact, to be honest with you, all this sea salt craze doesn't have what this salt actually has in it, and your body actually needs this one. Iodine. 50 cents, $4. Faithful with the little, ruler over much. Salty. Are you hearing me? Who has the pink salt in their house? So look, you spent $3.50 more for a fraction of the amount. That's the difference between 98 and 2%. 98% of the population gets suckered into the marketing. All you have to do is tell that particular part of the market, the healthy people, that this is healthy for them. I can create anything and tell you it's healthy. If I can sell it, if I can back it by research, and you can get research to say anything you want it to say. You can get research to say anything you want it to say. So here, if the research says, and have you ever noticed that research changes through the years? Right? Have you ever noticed that research changes? Okay, let's talk about gluten-free. Let's talk about gluten-free. Now, isn't the gluten-free thing such an amazing thing? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, celiac disease was birthed. And at the same exact time, the grocery stores had gluten-free foods. At the same exact time. Before there was any information, research, or a disease name created, the stores had already gluten-free food. Wow. There was gluten-free cereal. There was gluten-free frozen dinners. There was gluten-free cookies, gluten-free pancakes. There was gluten-free everything that a gluten-free person shouldn't be eating anyway. And how much did they pay for the gluten-free cereal, the gluten-free bread, the gluten-free pasta? Oh, not twice. 3, 4, 5 times more. 3, 4, 5 times more. Yeah. So here, all of a sudden, somebody is farting too much. Their belly blows up when they eat wheat products. So now, who made money from the gas? Who made money from the gas? The medical industry. The medical industry made money from the gas. Who else has made money from the gas? Huh? Potato farmers made a lot of money from everyone's farts. And corn farmers. Do you hear me? So who created this whole idea? Now listen, some people have different food allergies. But does that mean you're going to go spend $3 and $4 more on a box of cereal? No, just don't eat cereal. There's 10,000 other things to eat. There's 10,000 other things to eat. Like rice. Like rice. Isn't that amazing? What about this? How many of you can remember that when there was no such thing as almond milk, coconut milk, soy milk? How many of you can remember? What kind of milks were there? Cow milk and goat's milk. So if somebody has a milk intolerance, what did they do way back when? You don't drink milk. But isn't it so funny that all of a sudden there's this lactose intolerant thing? And at the same exact time that this lactose intolerant and all of this research, and if you have these symptoms, then you're lactose intolerant, all of a sudden at the same time, what showed up in the grocery store? Lactose-free milk, lactose-free cheese, lactose-free ice cream. If you are lactose intolerant, it doesn't mean you spend $3 and $4 more for the fake stuff. It means you just don't drink milk products. So like I said, the marketers have a vision for your money. And all they have to do is create a problem that they will so wonderfully solve. They create a problem, they highlight the problem, and then they give you some research, and then boom, here's their product they're going to sell to you. This is marketing. Right here. So question, how many of you bought the pink salt because apparently it was healthier for you? Did any of you have a health improvement from eating pink salt? How in the world do you know? Because you're taking 95 vitamins every single day. You're slathering yourself with 200 oils every single day, 3 times a day. How in the world do you know if the pink salt made a difference? How many of you honestly have no clue if the pink salt made a difference? Do you see my point? What else is in your pantry, your fridge, and your freezer that is just like this? This appeals to ego. This appeals to wisdom. This appeals to poverty mentality. This appeals to wisdom and wealth. Guess what's in my house? Somebody gave me some about 4 years ago. Guess what's still in there? It's still there. Anybody want it? Guess what's in the millionaire's pantry? Right here, 50 cents. This is the salt that's in my pantry. And when I live a little, I got some kosher salt by Morton's. It's a whole $1 for the same size. Woo, living on the wild side. Do you hear me? So what else is in your house? What's underneath your bathroom counter? What's in the garage, guys? All the things that you were marketed, that you bought, that doesn't get used. Faithful with the little. Ruler over much, much more. So, how many options for breakfast do you have inside of your pantry right now? Oh, wait. Let me go back. I forgot something. So, do you remember I told you where I got this? This was in our staff kit, because we actually go to the grocery store, we buy all our food, and we prepare our own meals, right, here at the events. Okay, we make our own, I make my own breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mona helped me today, but generally I cook for myself. I cooked yesterday, and I cooked the day before here in this hotel. 3 meals, plus snacks, by myself. I went to the grocery store and got my own food. So somebody bought salt. coming to a hotel. Somebody bought salt coming to a hotel. Because hotels don't have any salt. Hotels don't have any salt. Guess where we got this? Here at the hotel. But somebody thought we needed to buy salt because the hotel must not have any salt. So then somebody heard my message and they bought this salt. Like, oh, we better not do that again. Thank you so much, but they're still buying salt. Packets at Wendy's. Why are you at Wendy's? No. You just got caught. You just absolutely got caught. Guess what? I don't go to Wendy's when I'm traveling. Guess what I do? I pack my food. Do you know how much a potato is? It's less than $1. Do you know how much lettuce is when you buy it at the store without it being pre-cleaned? Really cheap, which means that you can pack that. Well, then you starve until you get here. And then guess what I do? Guess where I go? So my husband and I went to Norway and Latvia and where else did we go? Prague and Amsterdam. So I arrive in Norway. My husband and I have 5 days together in Norway. Guess the first place we went as soon as we checked in? To the grocery store. Why? Because I cooked every day 3 meals for us in that apartment that we rented. And we used points to pay for our trip. We use points mostly for every single trip that we take. If it's a business trip, we don't use points, but if it's personal, then we'll do that. So points that paid for all of it, and then we go to the grocery store, and I buy all the food, and I meal plan the whole thing out, and I cook while I'm there. And I don't buy salt. Oh, it's 4,500% more expensive, not 800%. It's 4,500% more for this than it is for this. 1.9 cents per ounce, 88 cents per ounce. That's crazy, isn't it? So bottom line is, what else is in your house and how are you also spending money? Because if you're buying pink salt instead of the cheap salt, and if you come into a hotel and you're buying salt, this shows you financial habits. This is an indicator of what your financial habits are. Faithful with the little, ruler over much. Who wants much more? If you break the law breaks you. If you break the law breaks you. But if you follow the law, it blesses you. It multiplies your finances. Okay, so let's look inside of our pantries. Do you get the point? How many of you have things inside of your pantry and your fridge at home that you know is wasteful things that you never needed to buy? Never needed to. Can you tell me why we buy pink salt? It's because you have the money to spend it. It's because you have the money. Isn't that crazy? We'd rather spend $4 on salt than investing into our future. We'd rather spend $4 on salt than investing into our family. We'd rather spend $4 on salt than creating wealth for our family. Because this is where it starts, right here. Right here. We buy in fads, we buy into research instead of being wise and planning for the future.